Responsibilities of community and public health. There is a difference between public health and community health. Public health has the mission to protect the health of an entire population. This is especially true in the case of early intervention and prevention of disease. Community health is maintaining the health status of a defined group of people. This can include the population of one little town or Hispanic Americans in the city of Los Angeles. It is a smaller group of people that share common characteristics. It is important to maintain the health of each of these groups because one is a general group of people, such as the United States. There are more general, so assessments such as smoking does not have health benefits, or exercise for 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. These tidbits of advice will benefit all of the individuals of the U.S. However, with community health, the leaders in the area might notice there's a high proportion of people with asthma. The community leader should look for anything that might be triggering the patient's asthma. A more detailed focus on what the community can do to help the immediate population is the best practice. The organizational structure to maintain public health is somewhat complex. There are many different aspects to the healthcare system in the United States. This is because the government provides Medicaid, public insurance, to those that cannot afford insurance. There are also a private sector of the healthcare field that covers people who pay for their own coverage. This healthcare model is known as the national model. It is unique to only the United States and Taiwan. Most other industrialized countries have either public or privately funded healthcare system. Many people believe that it is the United States' ethical duty to provide health insurance. However, there are also people who believe that health care is not a right, but a privilege. There was also no legal premise to have or be provided health insurance until 2010. There have been several attempts through the last 100 years. With the passage of the ACA, it seems as though the United States is working towards making health care insurance an ethical right. The way they are doing this is through passing legislation that requires individuals to purchase insurance or pay fines for not having it. Funding for healthcare comes from several different areas. First of all, private companies get money paid privately to them from patients. Private funders also might finance research or new equipment for their favorite hospital or physician's office. Other funding for public insurance is done by taxation. Our taxes pay for the health care provided to the poor and categorically needy. Private donations might be more focused on the community health aspect, as the money would be kept in the area, whereas public monies get dispersed all over the country. Nurses procuring funds from private individuals for medical equipment is a good example of private funding. Communication is key when it comes to public health programs. When the government wants to get people to quit smoking, they do not simply tell people not to smoke. They offer solutions on how to tackle the task of quitting. These types of programs are important because they offer general health knowledge to all patients. For example, I'm sure we all know that we are supposed to exercise at least 5 days a week. Communication in community health is more important because there are the issues relevant to the specific area patients live in. If there is a whooping cough outbreak, it is important for the community leaders to pass this information on to the people affected. In order to save lives of those too young or frail to get the vaccine, just by the community staying vigilant. Also, communication is vital, and there are several ways to make sure your message is written clearly and legible. First, listen carefully to what is said, repeat what you do not understand, accept responsibility for lack of understanding, phrasing things in better ways, and creating a relaxed atmosphere.